The GenPop Podcast. In this show, St. Laz will bring you the unfiltered truth of what really goes on inside of correctional facilities, and he holds nothing back. Sometimes hilarious, sometimes disturbing, and always memorable. Laz will tell you just how barbaric, unnecessary, and damaging mass incarceration is, from the inmates, their families, all the way to the over-policed communities the cycles begin in. You can watch all these stories on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to St. Laz on YouTube at st.laz on YouTube.
Let's roll, baby.
What up, world? It's the Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. Mark Waldo Ward and Mr. GenPop himself, St. Laz. How you doing today, brother?
What's good, my brother? I'm chilling like a villain that's through with stealing.
Man, the GenPop has just been, I'm getting email questions. The numbers is through the roof. You know, we ain't gonna get into like the organics and all that other good shit, but you got like the real SEO numbers, Cash App, or fuck all that shit. You know, one thing I have noticed though, a lot of people, because you know where I'm from, and you know everybody we know knows everybody they grew up with now because of Facebook. Like if it hadn't been for social media, I don't think I know as many motherfuckers I grew up with as I know now. But we still be talking about music and all that shit. And like mad at these cats, they obviously they weren't into music like me. They ain't become bloggers. They ain't live in New York and Texas and all that shit. But you know, they really were into music. We talking about cats in the 90s who was, you know, listening to Rap a Lot and Nas and West Coast shit, you know, and not just like Death Row shit, like Spice One shit. Already knew Cash Money was when Bout It One was out and shit. But I mean, be that as it may. So mad at these cats found the jail stories. They love them shits. They be asking me questions. But then they also found your music, and you know that anybody who's into music, if they see your discography, they're gonna be like dumb fucking curious. Because how many people got a song with 21 Savage last year, Roddy Rich and Gunna this year, but then got songs with like Styles P from 10 years ago? I mean, whatever the case may be, you know, jumps with Sean Price, you know, or a jump with Sean Price. Like one of the most disparate features discographies of a non singing motherfucker. Like it's just kind of comparable to like Nate Dogg or Cocaine for real. You know how they always be putting them singing cats on tracks, so they end up making songs with every type of person you can imagine. And maybe we'll make a long story short, they discovered the music, they loved the music, particularly the Brooklyn Vibes album. I don't know how many you got, so if I got wrong, forgive me, but one of, if not the only one, I Got Features jump. Everybody loved the I Got Features. You can hear that on Dat Piff. I forgot the name of it.
Shout out to my bro, Stretch Money, and this is why you just gotta be quiet, man. My memory, I smoke too much weed, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I be forgetting dudes, man. You heard? I be forgetting dudes. I be bugging out. I mean, but yeah, man. Shout out to the bros from upstate New York.
And then the other one they really like is the jump. There's like the anatomy jump with the arms. Is that called As Above, As Below, or something like that?
Yeah, As Above, So Below. That's an album I put out a lot of years ago, but that's one of my favorite joints for a fact.
You know, when people ask me, that's one of the ones I point them to, because you know I've always liked that from when I was blogging. I vividly remember listening to that shit and reviewing it. But so you know, I'm gonna put this on the GenPop feed, the Super Fat, all the feeds. But I want people to know that it ain't just jail stories, and you ain't just come home from jail and tell jail stories or wait around to get to tell whatever. You came home and had and are in the midst of a successful, viable rap career. So when you first come home, what's your first move you make as far as becoming a rapper?
I mean, I wouldn't say so successful, but you know, I'm a rapper. I've been a rapper all my life, so you know, I'm a struggling rapper. But I've done in the midst
been on MTV. This been on Hot 97.
Yeah, in the midst of my struggle, I was able to peak a little bit and make a couple of noises. Like, you know, I was like an NBA player that, you know, I'm not getting a lot of run, but when I get in, I might do a little fancy dunk or something every once in a while, and dudes might see me and be like, "Yo, this dude could play. If only he could get some minutes." You heard? So it's like I did a couple of fancy dunks in the game. Ended up on MTV and BTs and things of that nature at times, but for the most part, I'm always been an underdog type of dude, man. You heard? I'm still an underdog dude. I guess I like being an underdog a little bit.
I mean, shit, you must have got used to that shit. I mean, maybe you ain't get institutionalized, but you got conditioned to want to deal with long odds.
It's facts.
So yeah, like for real though, bro. I'm trying to break it down from the beginning. So when you come home, what's your first move towards being a artist?
I mean, as soon as I came home, I just found the studio, man. I told you, it used to be this magazine called Loop Magazine, a yellow ass newspaper, and it used to have like a section for recording studios and stuff. So I found one in Brooklyn real cheap, like 15, 14. I think it was $14 an hour. My bro Mike, you heard my bro Lex Luthor. And I went out there, I think someone was in Bensonhurst or Bay Ridge, one of them. And I went out there, started recording music. This is like days after.
You had beats, you were rapping over other people's beats? Whoa.
He was making beats.
Okay.
Heard? He was making beats. And that was part of the studio agreement. Like he like, yo, I got beats. So you could come over here and you could rap to my beats and then you could just pay me for the studio time type flow. So I'm like, I may have had a beat or two, but I don't think I had too much beats, but he was making beats. So when I went over there, I was like, let me hear those beats. And he let me hear them joints. I'm like, this joint's type hard, you heard? I'm like, these joints type hard. I started doing a couple of tracks, man. We made this track called, damn, it's so long ago, bro. I can't even remember the name of it. But I made this track. I made this track over there. And I let my cousin hear it. I'm like, yo, listen to this joint, man. Dudes need to put some verses on it. So dudes heard that. They was like, yo, that's fire. And then they came back with me the week after. So then I start bringing mad dudes to the crib. His mom's like, yo, bringing a bunch of, they live in Bensonhurst. They white people in Bensonhurst. We popping up at their house with 4 or 5 ex-felons, you heard, trying to record. And son was like, yo, my mom's starting to beef. So we're going to have to move it down to the basement. And we started going down in the basement. We was respectful though, man. We was getting it in. But son was the first studio I was recording in. Then after that, I found other dudes, man. I started finding dudes in that Loop magazine. I would go to I would pay them. I'd come with $100, $200. But to get into a real studio, it was rough, bro. It was rough getting into a real studio. If you wasn't down with a record label, you ain't had no major money, you wasn't just calling up a studio like, yo, I need 3 hours. They're like, who are you? What label you fuck with? Nah, they wasn't letting hood dudes just come in the studio like that. It wasn't happening.
And this is with digital, or are you recording on DAT tapes at this point?
At the time, ADATs was on their way out the door. They still was using them in the studio. Everything was still analog, but in the next year or so, them shits would be out of here. So this was like 2000, 2001. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe not even 2001, man, because I got locked up when I came home a couple of times, so I ain't even really get, well, let me be corrected. People had digital shit in their house, like my man Mike. He had digital setups in his crib. You understand what I'm saying? He had a little portable 8-dat machine and stuff like that, so you get the masters and shit, but he was burning out CDs. He was before his time. So
yeah.
Big studios like Pro Jam on 145th and Broadway, like that shit was just straight analog. Like if to punch in, you had to do some other shit. You could punch in and shit, but you had to take shit. It was difficult for the mixing engineer. It was a difficult situation. But I remember running out the studios with an 8-dash because I had a little manager, my bro Ho. You heard my bro Jose from Dykeman. He was a dude that heard my talent and was like, yo, let's try to get some shit together. And he was managing me before, like, he was putting up bread and shit. We was going up in studios and shit like that, coming out there with 8-dash. He was going to get shit mastered in real mastering studios. I'm talking about real mastering studios where you come there and sit on the couch, sit on the leather couch, and them niggas master your shit on the big mastering machine, tweaking out all type of knobs and wild crazy glass and crazy shit. We mastered vinyls. We was coming out there with vinyls, like real talk.
Master Press is the white label. Yeah, I know about it. Damn. Yeah, okay. So that's what's up. So then what comes first? You release your own shit that you're selling. You try to make like as in a whole project, or in this case a mixtape. You put out a single that you press up. Do you get featured on a DJ tape?
we put out this shit called at the time Source Magazine was real big, and Unsigned Hype.
Yeah. Was this one still when like Maddie C was hosting it, or well, I don't know if hosting is the right word.
This was like you know, early 2000s. Like they wasn't
so for those who don't know, that's a big deal though. Like you get in there, you're goody. Like who came through there? Like DMX, Biggie, Prodigy.
I never got in the Source. What I'm saying is, what we did is.
Well, no, I mean, but I can see why that's your goal. You feel me?
Hell yeah. So what we
because like dog, youngins wouldn't even understand. They'd be like, "What the fuck is that shit?"
Word. But at the time, Source Magazine was very huge. You feel me? And the unsigned hype section was super. Like anybody that was getting in that unsigned hype section, they was getting a fucking deal.
Cause like, bro, like mad places in America, the only place you had access to rap was through the Source. Cause Source would be in 7-Elevens and shit. So like a motherfucker in Nebraska, that's his lifeline to rap. All he getting is a Source and like whatever comes out in Best Buy. That's it.
Yeah. Like when I was up north, I used to look in the Source, in the back of the Source, and I used to see all of those Master P and Cash Money, exaggerated, crazy graphic design, weird shit. Yeah. I used to be like, yo, I'm feeling these dudes, man. I used to be like, I'm feeling these dudes, man. These dudes are smart. They're using graphic design to get their point across. You feel me? They don't gotta have Bentleys and Rolls Royces. They're using graphic design Bentleys and Rolls Royces and making the same statement. You feel what I'm saying? That shit's smart. And then years later, them niggas blew the fuck up. I'm talking about like 5 years later is when I seen them niggas blow up. But before they blew up, before Cash Money and No Limit blew up, I used to always see their advertisements in the back of the Source. You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, they like you, bro. They put that work in, and I interrupted you like shit. So y'all put out that one song.
Nah. Somebody keep calling me from an unknown number. Matter of fact, I don't even know. Oh no, I'm good. Let me decline this call. But it's like, yo. So we had did some shit, right? We put out, and then street DVDs was super popping.
Yeah.
At the time, street DVDs was popping. You feel me? Like. Come Up DVD and all this Michael shit.
Max.
You feel me? Like, yeah, that shit was
all that shit, yeah.
So what we did was we put together an album, right? And we got DVD cases and we put
and this is the first move you bust?
Now this was like one of the first, like as far as putting out a product, as far as putting out a project, this was like one of the first projects we put out. Like, I mean, did little.
Damn, bro, you aggressive as shit with it. I feel you. Shit, go big or go home, huh, man?
Yeah, now we took the Source whole shit, the Source unsigned hype, and we put that shit. We got some crazy professional graphic design. Put that shit on the cover of a DVD, and we put a CD in that shit. So everybody that was thirsty for street DVDs, we was standing on the corners giving them shits out like niggas thinking they was getting a free DVD from the Source. You heard? Niggas like, oh, word, the Source DVD, free shit. Let me get that shit. We had that shit hermetically sealed, everything, looking like it came out the store. Niggas was snatching them shit. Yo, let me get that. That shit was a straight mixtape, nigga. And when you put that shit in, it was just an assortment of man Pottersfield shit. My nigga L Fudge, you understand what I'm saying? My nigga Atmos was producing shit. My nigga Al School was producing shit on there. My nigga Will Ville, you heard like mad rappers that was active at that time. Just, I mean, we had them on that tape. That shit was fire. My nigga Audi Cast, I mean, like we just put that shit out there. It was like 15 songs or something.
So then what? People started wanting you on their mixtapes?
Nah, this was before, like the internet was popping or any of that. So we was just in the streets with it. You feel me? So we was just trying to go in the studios and make a hit song. At them times, we was just trying to plot and scheme on making a hit song that we could put some bread behind and try to push out there. You feel what I'm saying? But
was y'all making videos to any of these?
Nah, at the time we wasn't making no videos. Matter of fact, actually, we did have a video to one of the songs that was on that album. And it's a song called In Touch with the Booth that I did with my bro Strong from LA and my nigga Ty Max from Queensbridge. You heard? The nigga that Prodigy was like, my niggas Ty Max and Ty Nitty. My nigga Ty Max. Ty Max a street nigga though, you heard? But he rapped too. But me, son, and the nigga Strong, my nigga from LA, we did a video called In Touch with the Booth. It's a bad version of it on YouTube, like an old video, man. And we did it back in the SD before HD existed.
Right.
We was filming that shit with that Sony camera Remember that Sony red and white, like burgundy and white camera that came out? Shit was fire. Like they was like the first dudes who came out with like a crazy high-powered camcorder. We filmed it with that shit.
Did others view this level of drive unusual? Because I mean, bro, this is a lot.
My bro was going up to BET. That's when Rap City. That's when they had Uncut, BET Uncut. You heard where they show like crazy wild videos at 3, 4 in the morning. Like that's where I first seen That's how I was saying. That's when I first seen So Icy.
That's when I first saw Still Tipping. I know exactly what you mean.
Word, like I remember that song. I remember that nigga Joker the Bells Bondsman.
Yeah, hell yeah, I forgot. Yeah, no bullshit. Joker the Bill Bondsman.
Word, he left a comment on my page the other day. Matter of fact.
Man, shout out Joker the Bill Bondsman, man.
Yeah, son was nice, but he was one of them niggas on Uncut.
Hey, he capitalized off that shit. I used to love the hustle.
I was stalking them niggas. I was downstairs in BET. I had a mad argument with one of the program directors. You understand what I'm saying? Because they didn't want to play my video and shit. You heard, like, know what I mean? And this program director was schooling me to the game, like, yo, you can't just come up in here and do that like that. You gotta have that shit registered. You gotta have that motherfucking lyrics copywritten. You gotta have this, that, this. He was schooling me to the game. And I mean,
that's how you learn though.
I respect something for that. He walked me down the block. He was like, look, man, we ain't just trying to deny your video. He said, well, it's a process that we got to follow here. You feel me? This shit got to be in this type of format. I mean, he broke the shit down to me. I was like, all right, my nigga, I understand. You feel me? But I was so passionate.
All he had to do was say no, right?
Yeah, real talk. I was so
man, that's what's up, man. I wish there was more people like that.
I cursed out a chick that was at the front desk. Like, she was acting, because I came in, I was looking dusty and hungry, you heard? Niggas looking at me like, you ain't no industry, nigga, you looking dusty. You heard? So I cursed the bitch out, like, you feel me? I cursed the broad out, I said some foul shit to her or something like that. I was just young and arrogant and stupid. And I was just coming in there trying to Debo shit like, nigga, these niggas gonna play my video. I'm gonna punch one of these niggas in the face type shit, you heard? So, yeah, I was bugged out, though. I was going crazy. I didn't know. I was in the hood trying to motherfucking get my shit on TV, thinking this was the penitentiary where I could just, pressure people into doing stuff. You feel me? But that's not the way you rock in this industry. That's how you get blackballed in this industry, you heard? So that's what I was doing. I was trying to put pressure on niggas and doing all type of crazy shit. But that's how I got into it with that nigga Busta Rhymes. Long story. I spoke about that before. But I got into it with that nigga Busta Rhymes in front of High 97 because I was being over aggressive trying to sell CDs and shit. You feel me? I mean, and me and son got into words. One thing led to another. Long story. But I mean, I came home. I wasn't playing no games, my nigga. I was trying to get on in the rap game like her. I was trying to get seen and heard. But then the rap game started changing, and then I started like not really wanting. I still want to rap, and I still want to do my thing and be crazy and be respected. But I started like not liking a lot of shit that was going on in the rap game. It started to be too many like followers of clown niggas and shit like that. So I started falling back from that shit.
I mean, that's now though. Like in between though, like you started a movement. Like what was your first? What would you consider taste of success?
I mean, I've had like I said, I've had my highlights. I've had my ESPN highlights, and I mean here and there. I remember when we filmed the video with Jones, the video shoot was so outrageous that I was feeling myself like, damn, like we really did that. Like filmed a crazy video with the nigga Jones. We had the whole New York City come out. Wasn't no fucking incidents, nigga. No incidents, nigga. We ain't have no security hardly. That was, I mean, we ain't had no. There was too many people. There was no way in the world they could secure a video shoot like that. We had hundreds of motherfuckers in there. We had like 300 motherfuckers in there. And out of 300 motherfuckers, 250 of them was chicks. You heard? And it's like, it was so crazy in that video shoot. Like, at first the nigga Jones was like, yo, I ain't signed up for all of this. Like, I thought he was doing like a little private video shoot. Like, I didn't know the whole New York City was gonna be here. Real talk. But eventually we convinced son to come through, you feel me? And when son came through, it was so much love. Yeah, he got so much love. After the video shoot was over, them niggas ain't leave. I left before them niggas left, you heard? Real talk. I went home before them niggas went home. Them niggas was in there all night because it was nothing but love. It was nothing but media and love. It was like 10 different DVDs and channels They all wanted an interview from Jones. It was a major up and coming watch company that made diamond watches that was there. That he caught a quick he caught a quick check from them niggas right there in the club that night. You heard? These the type of events when LAZ is behind something or a part of something. These are the type of events that go down. That nigga caught a check, nigga, at the video shoot from a watch company that wanted to do business with that nigga. That nigga got a check cut that night. You heard? At my video shoot. And then
you ain't shoehorn yourself into no middle position either, did you?
I mean, I'm a small fry. At the time, Jones was a colossal, he still is. But at the time, Son was a megastar, you heard? So, you heard? I was just happy that nigga got a check because they was trying to get the nigga to wear a certain watch in a video shoot. And he was like, I'm not wearing that shit for free. Son told me, he was like, yo, because I had on some black diamond, stupid, wild, crazy shit. And he was like, yo, I ain't even gonna lie, that black diamond watch is bananas. You heard? He said, the niggas letting you keep that shit. I'm like, hell no, the niggas ain't letting me keep this shit. He was like, yo, I hear you. He was like, not me, but a nigga like me. He was like, them niggas gotta pay me to rock that shit. I was like, hell yeah, nigga. Get a bag from them niggas. And Son surely did. You understand what I'm saying? Nigga got a check cut from them niggas. And them niggas paid that nigga to do an ad with a watch or whatever, I guess. But they watches was bananas, a company called Zard, AZAD. They watches was outrageous. They black diamond watches was outrageous. The shit, I had two different ones on in the video. It was two different versions of the video. You got the long extended version, then you got the MTV version. The MTV version, I don't think you could see the black diamond watch, but the long extended version, you see I got the black diamond watch on. That shit was fucking crazy. You heard? Crazy. Know what I mean? So one day, that's my dream, to one day be able to just somebody give me a watch like that just to do some business with them. You heard?
Man, that shit's coming real quick. But then, so at one point you was doing mad features. Sean Price told you should get paid for them. You know, you told that story before, so we can get into that. And you don't consider yourself successful, but true or false, you've done more than 1,000 paid features, including people paying you to rap over their beat.
1 second, let me get my charger because this joint's about to die. Hold on 1 second.
All right, so while he talking about that, man, I swear to God, this man be minimizing what he done on rap. You know what I mean? He been on them K Slay Jones where we having all the rappers, you know, mad videos. It's been on TV, like at least like 5 songs in rotation on Hot 97, and not just because of the features.
Nah, I mean,
had the respect of his peers. You know what I'm saying? Like I think because this man ain't made retirement money quite yet, he minimizes what he's done, because your music career is definitely impressive. Released retail CDs, started a movement. This artist had videos that had 1 million views, getting coverage in top flight publications. But yeah, so what you were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, you know, a lot of that shit, a lot of those.
The features though. Has it been, yes or no? Has it been more than 1,000, including the ones that producers have paid you to rap over?
Well, you know, I don't know how many exactly. I don't want to get the IRS. I don't want to get the IRS suspicious, but
okay. Did I pick a ridiculous number to set the bar at?
I don't know, man. I've been doing this for a lot of years, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. Most features, like even every dime that I ever got doing this rap thing, like, it's crazy. I'm one of the very few dudes I can honestly say I was rapping to survive. Like a lot of dudes, you know, they get feature money that they could just go blow. They could just go blow that whole joint in the Nike store. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I couldn't do that. Any feature money I got, that was going to bills, food. You heard? Like just normal stuff. Like it's like a real 9 to 5 job. Like I was real blue collar with this thing for a long time. I'm looking forward to getting past the blue collar stage of it and, you know, getting into the white collar stage of it. Real talk.
Word. So I ain't gonna talk the world to death or harass you forever about your music. So let's leave it at this. You know, other than what you have on Spotify, if you was gonna recommend, you know, let's say like 2-3 songs, maybe one Pottersfield project and 2 mixtapes, what would you tell people to go check out?
I mean, you know, my favorite album It's As Above, So Below.
Yeah, me
Love
too.
that Brooklyn Vibes album. There's a couple of mixes on there that I got the wrong mix on it, so it annoys me. But I love that Brooklyn Vibes album. Blue Skies is one of my
Blue
greatest
Skies.
works. Her and
what's a good Pottersfield jump?
you know, any album I drop, my team is featured on it. Like it's very rare that I drop an album that majority of the group is not featured on. You heard, even if it's just one or two songs. But
well, I know, for instance, like some of them had let's say floors and ceilings. Like OP was pretty consistent. You know, others, you know, through their presence or the caliber of their music were a little up and down. You know, like, you know, one thing I noticed, like, you could definitely see some of them improved as time went on, like a lot too. I don't want to say names because nobody was whack at any point. I don't want to offend nobody, but I definitely noticed how they're getting better at their craft.
Definitely. But like, yeah, man, he put out a joint called The Best of Pottersfield. It's two Best of Pottersfield. One I did with 730 from Hip Hop Game, Brian Kaiser. That joint is crazy. Joint, The Best of Pottersfield, crazy. Can't Buy Love. I think that's the name of the album, Can't Buy Love. You heard? Fire. Historic fire. You heard? Then there's another Best of Pottersfield that I put out, where all of us is on the cover with inmate jumpsuits on, and orange jumpsuits.
Yeah, I know that joint. Yep.
That is nothing but heat on that, bro. Nothing but the best of the best posse cuts we ever did in our lives. You heard? So if somebody ever want to hear some issue Pottersfield shit, that's what you do. You get both of them Best of Pottersfield, Can't Buy Love for 730. Good luck finding that shit. And the Best of
I think most of them are on Dat Piff if they're not on SoundCloud. And there's a lot of them on live mixtapes. I know that for a fact.
That Can't Buy Love album, that might be lost in the sauce forever, man.
Not even on Amazon for sale?
I don't know, man.
Because you put a lot of shit on. Hey, shit. Let's plug it while we here. Man, this man Laz done put everything he ever released on Amazon. You can get pressed up and all that if needed.
Word up.
But shit. So just for those in the know, I mean those that want to get in the know, that's Laz the Rapper. This been another episode of Super Facts Show. Thanks for taking us down memory lane, brother.
You already Snow Bunny.
The Super Facts Network, home of GenPop, SDE, and the Super Facts Show, now available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts from. Come check out St. Laz, G from the Shop, and Mark Waldo Ward.